Rec League podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Podchaser, Good Pods, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 89, available now. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So, I just watched Minions, The Rise of Gru, the sequel to the prequel to the Despicable Me franchise. It stars the voices of Steve Carell, Pierre Coffin, Taraji P. Henson, Michelle Yeoh, RZA, Dolph Lundgren, Lucy Lawless, Alan Arkin, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Danny Trejo, and Julie Andrews. It is directed by Kyle Balda, who I think co-directed the first Minions, maybe even Despicable Me 3. Preteen Gru has aspirations of becoming the character that we know from the Despicable Me trilogy, and he is trying to get into this exclusive team of villains, does something to get their attention, but puts a target on his back, and the Minions are there to help him out. So, like, this is one that was supposed to come out summer of 2020, a la Top Gun Maverick. And I believe it was also a 4th of July. Like, they may have been originally scheduled against each other. 4th of July, 2020, I think it was supposed to be Minions, The Rise of Gru versus Top Gun Maverick. And they both got pushed all the way back to 2022. Because when the movie schedule started getting delayed, when COVID was just preventing public gatherings, Universal was just like, fuck it, we're just gonna move Minions back a full year. And then 2021, it still wasn't safe enough for them to get. I think they expect like $1 billion movie, because the first Minions made $1 billion worldwide, and they moved this back a full year. To me, the first 2 Despicable Me movies are endlessly hilarious, and Minions come out, and I think it was a little subpar. And when a subpar movie comes out, the sequel suffers. And then, like, word of mouth, and, you know, if the sequel's good, then the third one will do better. But I don't know if the general consensus really disliked the first Minions or thought it was subpar or whatever. Sequels sometimes do worse, but animated sequels sometimes don't, man. I don't know. But I thought this was leaps and bounds better than the first Minions movie. I thought this was better than Despicable Me 3. So if we're talking a 5-movie franchise, I would rank this third. Yeah, like Steve Carell hitting that like squeaky preteen adolescent voice was funny in itself. What he did, how he idolizes some of the characters, the Minions and the situations they were in. To me, this movie felt like a movie in the Despicable Me universe, but it also kind of felt like a generic, like, Lord Miller influenced movie. Like, the creators, the storyboarders, all the brain trust behind this specific movie, it felt like they took elements of the Lego movie into the Spider-Verse, the Mitchells versus the Machines, and used a little bit of that to make a better sequel. It's not as good as anything Lord and Miller have done, produced, directed, whatever, but it's an improvement over the first Minions movie. And there are callbacks and references to the Despicable Me movies, the first Minions, and I laughed out loud quite a bit. There was one thing that they said or did, I don't remember the specific gag right now. It's early on. Oh, it's Gru was doing something, and I laughed my ass off. There are a few laugh out loud scenes in this movie. And I don't know if I don't like rewatching this franchise. I don't think I laughed out loud. Like, you know, you giggle. Despicable Me 3 had some giggles. The villain, like Trey Parker voicing that 80s themed villain was really good. And Minions has some goofy, funny stuff. But I would say Minions: The Rise of Gru is funnier than Despicable Me 3 and Minions. Yeah, like you got Stuart, you got Bob, you got Kevin. They're doing their thing, and then you get like a fourth main minion to step up in this one, and even Taraji P. Henson. I want to say the group of villains that Gru idolizes is voiced by Taraji P. Henson, Lucy Lawless, Danny Trejo, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Dolph Lundgren. And then Michelle Yeoh, RZA play supporting characters who have like important scenes. Illumination is in the conversation, I would say, with DreamWorks and Warner Animation Group as like that studio that's like right on Disney and Pixar's ass. They're top two. I mean, like if you're a parent wondering, should I take my kid to see this? The Minions are annoying. I would take them. They're gonna be entertained the whole time. This is a funny movie, and it's like it's not obnoxious like that Paws of Fury or whatever coming out in a couple weeks. That looks bad. That looks something that adults will dread, but kids will love. But depending on what your purpose is for taking your kids, I'm not saying don't, but definitely take them to this. I will say that in my opinion, Minions: The Rise of Gru is dope. My only issue is that I feel like Universal Illumination felt like the Minions on their own couldn't really carry a movie. So now this is Despicable Me. This is literally Despicable Me before Despicable Me. It's Gru carrying a movie and the Minions are assisting him instead of doing their own thing. And also anytime live action animation, when the villains are supposed to be the main focus of a story, the studio, the writing, the directing always turns them into heroes. It happened over this trilogy. It's alluded to in this. Have you seen Minions: The Rise of Gru? What you think about it? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. I have recently posted reviews for Elvis, The Black Phone, Lightyear. Check those out, man. Next weekend I want to watch and review Thor: Love and Thunder. And then the weekend after that is The Gray Man. Cause it's the Russo brothers, Chris Evans, Ryan Gosling. I kind of want to review it, but we'll see. So Rec League Podcast episode 89 just dropped a few days ago. We're doing a third quarter preview. So like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.